Take a look at this. Steaming chicken thighs that pull apart effortlessly under a fork, finished with a fresh squeeze of lime. We are building a Mexican chicken adobo. The goal here is to engineer a perfect balance of tangy, savory, and umami flavors, relying entirely on naturally dairy-free pantry staples. Here is the exact breakdown of what you need. For your protein, 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Your liquids, apple cider vinegar, soy sauce, olive oil, and chicken broth. And for spices and aromatics, garlic, onion, bay leaves, oregano, cumin, black pepper, and chili powder. You will also need a large skillet and a non-reactive mixing bowl. Once you have these components gathered, you are ready to start. By mastering a few straightforward braising techniques, we are going to transform these basic ingredients into a deeply flavored dish in just a few specific stages. Step 1 is building the marinade. In your mixing bowl, combine a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 4 minced garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, a teaspoon each of oregano and chili powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin and black pepper. As you can see in this graphic, the bowl you choose is critical. Always use glass or plastic, as indicated by the green check mark, and never a metal bowl. Because apple cider vinegar is highly acidic, it chemically reacts with metal containers. If you use a metal mixing bowl, that reaction will impart a harsh, metallic taste directly into your chicken. You also need to avoid the temptation to salt the marinade at this stage. We are leaving the salt out entirely for now. This diagram shows why. As liquid evaporates during cooking, the sauce's volume decreases, but salt molecules stay behind and compress. Because soy sauce and broth are naturally high in sodium, reducing them makes the final sauce exponentially saltier. Place the chicken thighs in the liquid, making sure they are completely coated. Let them marinate in the refrigerator for a minimum of 30 minutes, though leaving them submerged overnight gives you the deepest flavor penetration. This phase is about setting up a flawless foundation. By managing your salt ratios early and controlling the chemical environment, you ensure the marinade tenderizes the meat without ruining the final flavor profile. Now let's move to the stove. Heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat, and add your finely chopped onion. You want to cook the onions for about 5 minutes. Watch for the visual shift. They are ready when they transition from a stark, opaque white to a soft, semi-translucent look. Next, pull your chicken out of the container. Standard food safety often says to throw away liquid that has touched raw poultry, but for this recipe, you must keep it. Set that raw marinade aside. We need it to build our sauce. Place the chicken pieces directly into the skillet. Let them sit completely undisturbed for 5 minutes. Then flip and give the other side another 5 minutes. Watch how the meat reacts to the hot oil in this shot. The aggressive bubbling signifies the Maillard reaction, which creates the deep, golden brown crust you are looking for before moving on. This high heat phase is entirely about developing the outside of the meat. You aren't trying to cook the chicken all the way through right now. Instead, you are constructing the deep, roasted flavor compounds that anchor the entire dish. With the chicken seared, it is time to build the braising liquid. Pour that reserved marinade directly into the skillet, along with a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Turn the heat up to bring the liquid to a rapid boil. As soon as it boils, immediately drop the heat down to low and cover the pan. Let the skillet simmer for 40 minutes. You want a very gentle bubbling inside the pan. This low, slow heat allows the tough muscle fibers in the thighs to break down and tenderize without drying out. To avoid a thin, watery sauce at the end, you need to intervene before the timer is up. Right at the 30-minute mark, take the lid off the skillet. This allows the trapped moisture to start evaporating. This split screen shows exactly what that final 10 minutes accomplishes. On the left, the braising liquid is still thin and watery. On the right, after 10 minutes of uncovered simmering, it transforms into a dark, glossy sauce, thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. Because the raw marinade has now been thoroughly boiled and the liquid has reached its final volume, this is the first safe moment to taste the sauce and stir in a pinch of salt if you think it needs it. By carefully controlling the rate of evaporation, you have taken a thin, raw marinade and safely concentrated it into a rich, savory adobo glaze. Take the skillet off the burner. Give the chicken a few minutes to rest off the heat, allowing the meat fibers time to relax and lock in their moisture. When you are ready to plate, Serve the chicken over a warm bed of white rice or alongside fresh tortillas. These provide a clean, neutral base to absorb the intense flavors of the adobo. Watch as we spoon this thick, dark sauce over the cooked thighs. To finish the dish, garnish generously with fresh chopped cilantro and a squeeze of lime juice. That sharp, fresh acidity perfectly cuts through the heavy richness of the umami base. By executing proper salt concentration, controlled evaporation, and balanced acidity, you have engineered a deeply satisfying, savory meal. And because these flavors continue to meld and deepen over time, it will taste even better as leftovers tomorrow.